Hi, everyone. Welcome back. Before you drift off, let me know in the comments where you're listening from. If you're enjoying the stories, don't forget to like and subscribe. Now let's relax and jump into tonight's story. Tonight, we've gathered 20 tales, fragments of horror, conspiracy, and myth to cradle your mind as you sink into sleep. Imagine the sound of rain tapping gently against your window, a soft rhythm that carries you into these stories. I've crafted each one myself, balancing the eerie with the tranquil, so if you struggle to rest, stay with me. These tales are meant to pull you in, curiosity tugging at your thoughts, but never jolting you awake. Let's begin with a lake in Wales, where something ancient stirs beneath still waters. Leave a comment if these shadows speak to you, and settle in as we wander into the night. The fog hung low over Llyn yr Afonc, a lake named for a creature no one dared describe fully, a hybrid of scales and fur lurking in Welsh lore. I'd heard the stories as a child, tales of a beast that dragged the careless into its depths. But on that gray morning, the water was silent, almost too still. I stood at the edge, boots sinking into the damp earth, waiting for a sign, a ripple, a shadow, anything to prove the myth. Hours passed, and the chill seeped into my bones, yet the lake remained a mirror, reflecting skeletal trees and a sky heavy with unshed rain. Then, as I turned to leave, a shape caught my eye. Tall and thin, a figure cloaked in black on the far shore. It didn't move, didn't wave back when I raised my hand, just stood there, watching. I blinked, and it crouched, then bolted into the trees on all fours, a motion too fluid for a man. The villagers I asked later went quiet, their eyes darting to the photo I'd taken, and whispered that some things are better left unseen. That night, as rain pattered my roof, I wondered if it had seen me too. In a small Kansas town, whispers of a triple murder still linger, unsolved since 1987. The Fager family's home was a quiet place until that January day when Mary returned to find her husband shot, her daughters hidden in a hot tub turned tomb. The killer left no trace, no forced entry, just death draped in silence. Some pointed to a handyman, William Butterworth, who fled in the family's car, but his story unraveled under hypnosis. Memories of finding bodies, hearing screams, and running from something he couldn't face. Others whispered of the BTK strangler, who sent a letter denying the deed, but praising its cruelty. The truth slipped away like smoke, leaving only questions to drift through the years. No one knows who turned the water scalding or why the girls didn't fight. The house stands empty now, its windows dark, as if it's still waiting for answers. Close your eyes and let the mystery fade into the night. They say the woods near Salem hold secrets older than the witch trials. Secrets tied to a stone circle, no map records. I found it by accident, hiking alone as dusk painted the pines gold, the air thick with pine and something sour. The stones were weathered, moss clinging to their edges, and in the center lay a slab stained dark, too dark for nature's hand alone. Locals swore it was a myth, a tale to scare children, but I felt it, a hum beneath my feet, steady as a heartbeat. That night, camped nearby, I dreamed of voices chanting in a tongue I didn't know, their words curling like mist. When I woke, my tent was circled by footprints, bare, small, too many to count. They vanished by noon, but the hum stayed with me, a lullaby from something long buried. Picture it as you drift off, the stones standing sentinel in the dark. The signal came late one night, a radio frequency no one could trace, looping numbers in a woman's voice, calm, mechanical, endless. It started in the 70s, they say, a Cold War relic broadcasting from nowhere, but I tuned in last week, static crackling through my old set. 7390, she intoned, and I wrote it down, curiosity gnawing at me. Conspiracy forums buzzed with theories, spy codes, alien messages, a government experiment gone silent. Some claimed it stopped years ago, yet there it was, threading through the airwaves. I listened for hours, the numbers blending into a rhythm, until I nodded off, dreaming of a bunker deep underground, its walls lined with dials. When I woke, the radio was off, but the numbers echoed in my skull. Let them loop as you sink deeper, a puzzle without an end. There's a house at the edge of town, its windows always lit, though no one's lived there since the 50s. As kids, we dared each other to knock, giggling as we ran from shadows that stretched too long last month. I went back, older now, drawn by a hum I couldn't place, like cicadas, but softer. The door was ajar, dust thick on the floor, and the lights flickered in a pattern, 3 short, 2 long, over and over. Upstairs, I found a room with a chair facing a blank wall, scratches marking the wood, names, dates. A chill brushed my neck, and the hum grew, lulling me until I stumbled out. Neighbors say it's just old wiring, but I hear it still calling me back. Let it fade as your breathing slows, the house keeping its secrets. We're back with more whispers from the dark, tales to cradle you as the night deepens. These stories are threads of the strange and unseen, woven to pull you gently into sleep. Picture yourself by a fire, embers glowing soft, as we drift into a park where daylight hides shadows. The world feels distant now, doesn't it? Just you and these quiet mysteries unfolding one by one. Let's step into a moment that started with laughter, only to twist into something colder. Relax, let your mind wander, and see where the shadows lead. It was a warm spring day when Kay and I strung a hammock in the park, the air sweet with new leaves and jazz floating from a church event nearby. We rocked gently, sharing stories, until a man's face loomed above us, greasy, grinning, asking to join. He settled against our tree, cracking open a beer, his questions sharp and unwelcome. We brushed him off, but then a van rolled up, a businessman stepping out, speaking low in a tongue I half knew. His eyes locked on us, and I caught a word, 2 girls, and my chest tightened. We tore down the hammock, fleeing through the crowd as they gestured after us, anger in their motions. Later, my aunt said the city hid traps like that, markers for those who prey on the unwary. The hammock sways in my memory now, a slow pendulum as sleep nears. In the 90s, a conspiracy bloomed around a toy, a doll with glass eyes that followed you, sold cheap at garage sales. Parents swore it moved at night, tiny feet scuffing floors, but no one believed until the recall started. They found chips inside, wired to record, though no one knew who listened. I had one as a kid. It'd stare cold in my room, and once woke to it at my bedside, though I'd left it downstairs. My mom burned it, and the smoke smelled wrong, metallic, sharp. Online, people claimed the dolls were a test, a network watching through children's eyes. The company vanished overnight, leaving only rumors. Imagine it watching you now, silent, as your eyelids grow heavy. The cliffs of Cornwall hide a tale of a ship that never docked. Its sails black against the moon. Fishermen saw it in 1823, gliding silent, no crew on deck, yet lanterns swung as if tended, It drifted close, then vanished into mist, only to reappear years later, unchanged. I walked those cliffs last summer, the sea calm, and felt a pull, like eyes on my back. Locals say it's the devil's bargain, a vessel trading souls for eternity, but no one's boarded it and lived. That night, my dreams filled with creaking wood and salt air, a lullaby from the deep. Let it rock you now, the ship sailing beyond reach. A Polaroid I found in an attic showed a family I didn't know, smiling, but the edges were charred like it'd been saved from fire. On the back, in faded ink, they're still here. I asked around town. Old folks paled, saying the house burned in '72. No survivors. Yet sometimes, late at night, I hear laughter through my walls, faint and childlike. I keep the photo in a drawer, but it's moved twice, always face up. People online swear it's a haunting, a moment trapped in film, bleeding into now. The voices hum as I drift off, soft echoes fading into the dark. Beneath a bridge in Ohio, they found symbols carved into the stone, spirals, eyes, shapes no one could name. The story goes back to the 1800s, a worker lost during construction, his lantern flickering after he was gone. I visited last fall, the air damp and still, and traced the marks with my fingers. They felt warm, alive. Locals call it a gate, a myth of something sealed below. But the river runs quiet now. That night, my flashlight caught a glow under the water, brief, then gone. It's just a tale, they say, but it hums in my bones. Let it sink with you, the current pulling you under. The night stretches on, and we're halfway through our journey at midnight rituals. These tales are your companions now, soft voices in the dark to ease you toward dreams. Imagine a breeze brushing your face, cool and steady, as we step into a town where the past won't rest. The world outside fades, doesn't it? Just these stories remain, wrapping around you like a blanket. Let's start with a letter that broke a small life, its echoes still rippling. Breathe slow, let the shadows settle, and follow me deeper. When I was 17, I poured my heart into a letter for a girl I loved, slipping it into her mailbox with shaking hands. Days later, photocopies spread through town, on lampposts, bus seats, everywhere. My words mocked by laughing crowds. I fled at 21, boarding a bus to a city I didn't know, vowing to bury that shame. The terminal was cold, empty, and my wallet vanished with a woman's quick brush past me. I chased her through dark streets into a ruined building where an eyeless man guarded the door. Inside, she showed me her dying mother, the drugs she'd bought with my money easing her pain. Shadows moved there, wraiths of the desperate, and when men came to claim the land, those spirits fought back. I left, but their whispers cling to me still, a quiet dirge as sleep calls. In the 60s, a signal hijacked TVs across London, static, then a face, distorted, mouthing words no one caught. It lasted seconds, then faded, but the papers screamed of a hoax that wasn't. I dug into it last year, finding grainy footage online, the figure's eyes black pits. Some say it was a test, a mind-controlled pulse from a shadow agency, others a ghost in the wires. My screen flickered watching it, and for a moment I saw my reflection twist. It's nonsense, I tell myself, but the static hums in my dreams. Let it buzz softly now, a signal lost to time. The moors of Scotland hold a stone, split down the middle, said to weep blood on new moons. I hiked there once, the wind bitter, and found it, cracked, damp, though the sky was dry. Legend claims a laird sacrificed his kin there, binding their spirits to guard his gold, but none's been found, I camped nearby, waking to a drip on my tent, red against the fabric. It was gone by dawn, just a stain, and the locals shrugged. Weather, they said. But the stone's shadow stretched too far that night. Picture it weeping as you drift, its tears slowing your pulse. A conspiracy swirls around a lake in Nevada, its water black, even under noon sun. Pilots avoid it. Compasses spin wild, and in the 80s, a plane vanished overhead. No wreckage ever found. I drove there last spring, the shore silent, the air thick with a hum I couldn't shake. Stones skipped across, sank fast, like the lake swallowed them whole. Online, they say it's a cover-up, military tech, a portal, something hidden deep. I left when the hum grew louder, a rhythm in my chest. Let it pulse now, steady and low, pulling you down. There's a tree in Maine, its bark carved with faces, dozens, maybe more, eyes shut tight. No one knows who made them, but the story says a logger went mad in the 1800s, claiming the forest spoke. I saw it last winter, snow dusting the grooves, and swore one face opened its eyes. The wind sighed through the branches, a sound too human, too sad. Locals avoid it, say it's cursed, but I felt only stillness there. The faces watch in silence now, guarding their tale. Let their gaze fade as you slip away, the forest breathing with you. We've reached the final stretch where the night folds around you like a shroud. These last tales are gentle hands guiding you to rest, woven from the strange and the shadowed. Picture a sky turning soft gray, dawn liberate as we delve into a world where reality bends. The stories hold you now, don't they? Soft hooks to catch your mind, then release it to sleep. Let's start with a drawing that trapped more than it freed. Ease into it, let the shadows blur, and drift with me. Art locked my friends in his sketches, a world he built to escape ours, and nearly pulled me in too. I stopped him, sent him inside instead, but my friends turned brutal, burning him until he drew a way out. It worked, almost. He trapped them in a drawing within a drawing, a maze of paper and ink. I followed, stepping into his vivid, glowing world, and convinced him to freedom. They escaped, but I stayed, the sky sealing shut above. Now it's just us, and I plan my own way back. His paradise, a quiet cage. Let it close around you, the colors fading as you sink. In the 50s, a town in France woke to clocks running backward just for a night. No one spoke of it after, but I found a journal in a thrift store, pages yellowed, detail in it, hours unwinding, shadows stretching wrong. The writer swore it was the earth protesting, a glitch in time's weave. I visited last year, the streets ordinary, yet the church clock's hands twitched odd. Locals smiled, said it's always been quirky, but I felt it. A pull, like the past watching. Let it tick backward now, slow and steady, unwinding your thoughts. The desert holds a myth of a caravan that walks at dusk, camels laden with gold, led by a man in white. Seen since the 1700s, it fades if you approach, leaving only footprints that blow away. I camped there once, the sand cool, and saw shapes in the haze, tall, silent, gone by, full dark. Bedouins say it's a mirage of greed, cursed to wander. My dreams that night glittered with coins heavy in my hands. Picture it marching past, a procession lulling you deeper. A tape surfaced in the 90s labeled Test 13, showing a room, white walls, a chair, nothing else. A man sits, stares, then screams, but the sound's muted, lips moving wild. It cuts to static, then him again, calm, like nothing happened.